I had another call. Okay. Sorry, I had another call. I just hope my co-hosts can join in quickly so that we'll try to round up. But how has it been? Hope you've been enjoying the section. Hope you've gained a knowledge. You're learning. Hope you're gaining value for your time. You're not just here to waste time. You're gaining practical knowledge on how to become a billionaire land banker, and you're doing you're taking notes on the next step, to take, on your next move, what to do next, how to go about it. I hope you're doing that. You're not just wasting time here, but then you're gaining knowledge. And I'd like you to just send in your questions so that we can address them. If you're having further challenges, the other questions you'd like to ask that we've not covered in the section, you might want to private chat me on WhatsApp or on Facebook, or you might want to speak to Mr. Jake or Mr. Kabir. We are all here for you to answer all of your questions. Any questions that you have as regard how to become a billionaire land banker, we're here to guide you all through so that you make the best investment and you don't lose money in the process. Because the most important thing is investing and not losing money. When you lose money, it's not something that we want for you, because we understand that getting money this period is not so easy. So we don't also want you to lose your hard-earned money. We want you to be able to make good investments and get good return on your investment and be happy with yourself. Welcome back, Mr. Kabir.
Thank you.
We're trying to wait for Mr. Jake. I'm so sorry again. Another call came into my phone. I don't know why they are calling me at this time, but then I guess I'll just call them back later.
It's part of those things we learn on the job. Perhaps with time, I want to make it in such a way that there will come a time where all my hosts, everybody I'm going to host, I'm going to provide some kind of separate network platform. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but nobody is going to disturb them. As at the time we are doing this, nobody is going to call anybody. And we're going to have amazing value. So if you are watching us live today, we're still doing land banking, how to become a billionaire land banker. Actually, I'm the host, but she's the host. We are all the hosts. I'm building a community where everybody can actually host and give value. You feel empowered to empower. Thank you for joining us back. Let me just request some of the people that might just be joining this particular session. We've done part 3 of our session, which is challenges and mitigation. You can go back and watch. Welcome to the part 4, which is actually liquidity and cash flow. And previously we started this and network issues then, but we are back. They are trying to tell us how can we still do land banking when land banking is holding our money and be able to while making the profits also be able to get cash flow, meaning that for some of you that might not understand what cash flow means, you still have money to run your business or your daily life. Like some of you that have just 500,000 and you take all of the whole 500,000, go and do land banking, and now you can't eat, you will die, and your next of kin.
Next of kin will inherit the land.
Okay, I don't understand what key you actually. Like, Mr. J.
Investment.
So
I don't know. I was once speaking before the network went up. So I was trying to say that if you're starting a business and you've not gotten enough funds, such that when you take out money from that business, the business will not suffer, do not go into land banking. If you're looking at real estate, you might want to invest in something that will give you immediate return on your investment. But we have the real estate cashback. When you put in money, after 1 year, you get a certain return on investment with your capital. You can also, if you have good enough money, you might want to put it into buying an apartment and converting it to service apartment, and then just getting quick money back from your investment. But if you're looking at land banking, it's something that when you take out that money to do land banking, you're willing to give that property a minimum of 5 years. So you're willing to put that money in the bank, fixed deposits for at least 5 years. So if you know that you cannot do fixed deposit on that account, there will be a need for you to be tempted to withdraw it. Don't do land banking, because as much as in less than 5 years your money must have multiplied, liquidating most times is a challenge. One of the easiest way to liquidate is when there is demand. Now, what causes demand? What causes demand in a particular location is when the supply is less. Now, within 5 years or less than 5 years, there might be more supply in that particular location. Supply, I mean, there might be more land available in that particular location than the number of people that are looking for lands in that location. So because there is more supply than demand, it will be a difficult thing at that point to liquidate, except you want to liquidate below market value. But if you want to liquidate at market value, you might have a little challenge liquidating, as against liquidating when there is more demand than supply. So when there are more people in need of lands in that particular area and there are less lands available, it's now easy for you to liquidate. Liquidating at that point becomes easier. And that's why we usually would advise that you are able to leave that property for minimum 5 years and above, so that you're able to get the best out of your investment. Like the property I told you I sold to my client in Guzape, he bought 3 plots. And his reason for buying 3 plots is that he's going to leave those properties to appreciate to the point that when he sells 1 plot, he will use the money from that 1 plot to develop the other 2 plots. Now, having that in mind, he knows that he has to give that property minimum 5 years to be able to do so well that he can sell and use the proceeds from that sales to develop. So he's not in a haste to say, Cynthia, where's my money? I want to sell. I'm having challenge. I want to sell. He's not in a haste. And I understand that, yes, situation of things, something can come up and then you might be in need of the money. But generally, liquidating real estate is not something that you do like this. Liquidating real estate can be difficult. And that's why we have something called distress sales. Even if it is a house in a town, you have to distress that property in order to sell it out easily. And what is distress is reducing the value of the property to sell it. That is because you are in quick need of money. But if you're not in quick need of money, you can actually put that property out there in the current market value and you are patient to sell. But because you need quick money, you just want to sell it off and then use the money to do something quickly, you have to reduce the value of the property in order to quickly sell it out. So very importantly, if you're looking at going into land banking and you're a business owner, ensure that the money you're taking out of your business is not such that you'll be needing very soon. You know, something that you can put in a fixed deposit account and forget that that money existed. You understand? That is one. And then secondly, you're willing to leave your property for minimum 5 years so that you're able to get the best return on your investment. I think that's all I would say, while I let Mr. Jake just chip in more things that we need to understand about how to liquidate your land banking assets.
All right, thank you. You've shared all the most important things you need to know about liquidating and cash flow with land banking. See, land particularly, yeah, it's a undeveloped land. It's generally considered less liquid. And I'll say something, as much as land banking is a very, very lucrative investment, it requires patience. And careful planning, and also a long-term perspective, because that is the whole essence of the land banking thing. It's just you don't want to buy land now and you want to sell it immediately. No. You want to have a long-term perspective. That's why they will tell you have a minimum of 2 years, 5 years, depending on the location, 2 to 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You see a lot of all these big developers you are seeing today. They are telling you that they are billionaires, millionaires for land banking. They will tell you that this land that I'm buying today, I know several times I'm listening to Mr. Olumide, Pastor Olumide, he will tell you this land that I'm seeing, I'm selling hundreds of millions. Do you know how long I waited? I waited at least 20 years, 23 years to be able to get the most out of this land. 23 years. Can you wait 23 years to liquidate that land? But interesting thing, if you can wait that long, you would make so much money from that land. Just like Miss Cynthia said, you will develop other lands from selling one plot. You will develop, you will retire, you will go and chop life, travel, you still come back, there's still more money. So all this needs patience. But if you're looking at, okay, yes, interestingly, you know, it's okay, I have little patience and I just want to make the least out of this money. Yes, you can convert this into cash, but like I said, it might not be the most out of it, but there are still strategies you can go around it. Just like she also mentioned about distresses, you reduce the land value so they can sell it up quickly. So because people want to take advantage of the cheapest thing. You get me? Also, other ways you can go around it, if we're talking about liquidity and cash flow, firstly, you want to be looking at, okay, strategic planning. How do I go around it? You want to be able to buy lands across several. If you want to invest, not just in one location, I always tell people, if you want to invest in real estate, it's very good that you take advantage of diversifying your investments. It is good. This way, when you diversify your investments, you can see which place is doing better. And you can say, okay, I have 2 years or I have 5 years to make the most out of land banking. Don't buy in one location alone, because if that location might be doing so bad, you think it's land banking that's doing so bad. Meanwhile, it's just that location. If you diversify your location, you buy 2 plots here or 3 or 1 acre here in Abuja, buy 1 acre in Lagos. If you're looking at the first that's going to make fast, you can liquidate very, very fast. Abuja might be doing so well, you might sell it and buy more locations. So if you're diversifying your investment across different locations, it can help you with liquidity very, very fast. Also, you also want to take advantage of some other stuff, some other ways of generating cash flow in land banking. You want to look at leasing, for instance. Lease your land. Once that land is, it's still bush, you can lease it to farmers. Farmers will give you some incomes annually, because they are already taking advantage of, harvesting in that land, making money. Now they are paying you. Put it out for joint ventures. People that want to combine work together, do stuff on your land. It might be stuff. People are using land. It just depends on, there are different strategies of land banking. There are some people who are investing in bush, which is, yes, it is very, very bush, but some bush past bush. Ibejuleki is bush, but Ibejuleki bush is different from Ekpe bush. Ekpe bush is different from Kuje bush. Some bush are forests, while some bush are just, areas that are less developed. So it depends on your bush. The kind of your bush is going to determine the kind of, strategy you want to go around liquidity and cash flow. So this is just the little I'm going to put in there. You just want to, have strategic ways on how to go about this, and you make the most out of your investment. So thank you. But then again, you want patience. Patience is key. Wait long term and make the most out of your money. Don't think they're saying land banking. You're seeing people who are making millions of money from land banking. They're telling you, this land, I bought it for 1 million. Today I'm selling for 100 million. I think they just wake up, use 2 years, and they say, no, decades. They waited for decades. Can I wait for decades? I tell people, when you buy, some people, I tell them, when they put this, just little humor. Buy land, you just need to, as long as you're working with a trusted developer, buy land and go and pray for long life. And you if not, it's your children that will enjoy it. Yes, it's your children. But play for long life. Then when you're selling your land, you can sell it for hundreds of millions. Thank you very much.
You need to hit this like button.
Choose your bush wisely.
Yes, choose your bush wisely. Choosing your bush wisely.
I don't know where to start from. I actually have a lot to say. Your bush today is your tomorrow's city. See,
exactly.
You are watching this. If you actually subscribe or paid for this video, look at my notes. Everywhere is filled. I'm even drawing diagrams. You need to take your notes and take action. Take action. By the way, I have some few observations that I've noted down. I'll help remind you again from what they have said that I've jotted down here. Okay. See, you can start with real estate cash back guarantee. Like, do you understand what she mean by real estate cash back? You understand? Meaning that you can involve yourself in programs like you are sure that you are not just people are already in it. Like I think I experienced something like that with GTEx, where they say you have fractional, you
Fraction
can just
real estate. It's a fraction
fractional
of real estate. It's a real estate corporate. Yeah.
and that could not actually, that's not a lot of money. Just put in the little as you can. You know, you can invest even in Dubai, UK, when you are still here, right? In Nigeria or wherever you are in the country, wherever you are buying this course from. But then the truth is, you can do that if you are afraid of all these challenges and all of this in the mentioned. It looks like a jargon to you, you don't get it, you cannot be patient and all of that. But that fraction, I think usually within 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, sometimes you can get something back.
Yes.
So you must start your real estate journey. Mr. Jake always repeats this patience, like patience. And one thing I want you to understand is that either you are patient or not, 20 years will come and pass. That's the
Yes.
amazing thing, right? 20 years will still come and pass. Talk about Dr. Lumide Emmanuel. But if you've not read School of Money, go and read that book. It will
Mm.
boost your mind to be able to strategize how to do this investment
Mm.
wisely. There's so many things they talk about. You can start as a realtor. In fact, there's a program with GTEx that they call it GTEx and Associates. You know, they have a platform for it. They have a website. They have a group. You can just join and they give value. They teach you for free. I always appreciate Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Why? Because he gives free value. He has built me in a lot of ways unknown to him. I've bought about 2 to 3 of his books, right? I have some here, Billionaire Land Banker, Billionaire Habit series, and we have Billionaire Codes. I've read this book and I got massive value from it. Now, in turn, we are doing things like this to give back to the society. Like I said, my go-to is to build 1 million people with $1 million. If you are watching this video for free, it's an opportunity for you. If you are paid for it, please take it up, right? So thank you for those amazing value that you've given. I obviously have a lot to say, but I'll stop here. Then you talk about other options like leasing when it comes to maintaining cash flow, right? Liquidity and cash flow. So I want Ms. Cynthia to expand on this. What other options do we have when it comes to liquidity or benefiting from land acquisition? Do you have other options in order to maintain flow from your business? How do you have other options you could buy into in order to be able to maintain cash flow?
Okay, I think pretty much Mr. Jake has said it all. Basically because you're doing land banking and the property is somewhere inside the bush, it's not really developed. One of the easiest way to get cash flow from that is giving it out to farmers who would farm on those pieces of land based on your agreement with them, and then they pay you a certain fraction at the end of the farm year. So that's one of the easiest way that you can actually be getting money from your land banking investment while it is yet developed. And so for doing doing joint venture is more of when depending on the aspect of joint venture you want to do. You can be doing joint venture in agriculture, but then if you're looking at doing joint venture in terms of development, that would have been when the property the area has developed to a certain, you know, a certain kind of area. It's no longer bush. It's already getting towards being a city, and then developments are fast coming into that location. There are more demand for housing around that location, and then you might want to consider joint venture if you cannot afford to develop by yourself. So those are like ways you can actually get money from your land banking investment. And then like we already said, real estate cash back is one of the easiest way. Now the real estate cash back is such a way are not taking the risk. The company is taking the risk of you. So they are guaranteeing you that, okay, after 6 months, after 1 year, you're getting certain percent as ROI. So after that certain number of months, whether or not the land appreciated in value, the amount they have promised you, they will give it to you. So that is you now taking the burden, taking the risk of this land, you go appreciate, you know, go appreciate. You are taking that out. You're taking yourself off that headache, and you're putting the headache on the developer, who is now going to be taking himself out, doing whatever he has to do to ensure that the value of that property appreciates and is able to recoup your money and give you back your capital and your ROI. Yeah, so that's
Wow.
pretty much it.
Thank you, Mr. Jake. I don't know. We should just continue because we have a lot to speak over. I want us to cover security, how to secure your land extensively. And maybe we stop here, I don't know. But welcome to part 5 of our series in episode 2. How do you secure your your land banking game? How do you secure the land is the important thing now to secure, right? Of course, maybe you've been listening to us, you've watched all the other series, you've taken some steps, or probably you are still waiting. Don't do that. Now you need to be able to secure the land after you buy it. In case you buy already or you are looking to buy. So how do you secure the land to make sure that nobody enters it, nobody takes it from you unjustly? Omonile is like we discussed in the other episode, they will fight you, see, and they are so powerful that you can't dare them. That's why we say leverage on those who are already expert and understand them, or perhaps have already solved the problems. Your own is just to come and join. So please, Mr. Jake, I'd like us to take our time to discuss this extensively. This part 5 is very important. You don't want people investing and losing their money. And the fact that they've taken their time, airtime, and data to watch this, and perhaps some people have paid for it, so they need to understand how to stay secure. So let's start from Mr. Jake. The question is, what steps should I take to secure land after purchase? I think straightforward. This is the first question.
Okay, so thank you very much. There are processes to this. Initially we tell you, firstly, you want to be doing documentation and all of that, but after you have bought the land, you're sure that yes, you have carried out all the due diligence, you've done every documentation set you need to do. What do I need to do? Firstly, let me tell you a story. Now, you see what happened with lately in Abuja, where Wike just going around taking people's land. Taking people's land. He talked about how firstly that land has been dormant there, you're not doing anything. So there are some situations where I don't know if I say village people or government just want to do stuff with you, which sometimes government makes some shady moves. But before we get there, what are the basic things you need to do to secure your land? You've bought your land. Your land, you want to be sure that yes, you place like some sort of significance on that land that's going to show that this land has been bought by somebody else. That's after you've been allocated the land. You want to do something there. Probably maybe like you place like, I don't know what's it called, like you build like something. Maybe some people might say fencing, but you cannot. It's only when you are buying from like a developer or you want to buy for development purpose. You are buying a huge expanse of land in a very, very like an undeveloped area that you can be fencing it. But when you're buying from a developer and you know that this land is just a small portion from a huge land that they have been fenced, you don't want to go and be fencing it. It's just a waste of money. But you want to show that this land has been allocated to somebody else, so you put like a beacon. And if I say beacon, or like how they build fence, right? Is it right? Like you build like a fence there to show that okay, this portion of land is for somebody. That one has secured it to be yours. Now, if you're not buying from developer, you're buying from somebody like a village people or something. You can go and fence it. It's fine. Do like a small fencing, short fencing, like let's like 3 or 5 blocks around that land. This will show anybody that wants to resell your land that somebody has fenced this place. So I would like come and buy land that someone has fenced, and they're telling me that is no. That one has helped you secure it firstly from whoever that's having interest in your land. And it's very important that you do this sort of, even though it's 2 blocks you lay around that place. This is one way that developers even use to secure their own land. They buy a land, the first thing they are doing is they are clearing it. Once they have cleared that land, now people know that there's work going on here. Someone has cleared this land, meaning that somebody has bought this land. The second thing they will do is they want to fence it. Once they fence that land, it's another signal that somebody owns this land. This is another way again to even go to secure your land, even from government acquisition. The least, at least, because government want to be sure that this land, you didn't just buy it, because some government don't want to hear anything you are saying. You're just buying land and you keep it. You want to be keeping land. You want to no, they don't even like that idea of that land banking thing. They want to show that that land they are buying, you are using it for some purpose. If not, they will use it for something else by themselves. So once you buy that land and you fence it, government knows something is going on here. Anybody that wants to sell, okay, something is going on here. But then again, that's another call for money that I know. Somebody will buy this land. We are going to come. So if you buy and you fence, if the land is in an area that is developing, you want to put securities there. Security is the way to secure your land. Security is securing. Who's talking? Are you guys talking to me?
Mr. Kabir was trying to say something.
Yeah, Mr. Kabir, are you trying to say something?
Mr. Kabir, are you here?
Okay, so we'll just get back to it when it comes on. You can join or follow.
Network, sir.
Is it my network?
It's your network, Mr. Kabir. No. I think it's his own network.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just get into it. One, his network is good. He can follow up with us.
So, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, maybe the network is from my end. I thought it's Mr. Jake's network that was fluctuating. I actually was not hearing the conversation very well. But thank you for having me back.
Yes, that was network.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing those amazing insights, right? I actually have something to say, but before I will chip in, I want Ms. Cynthia to also look at the topic extensively. I mean, the question again, what should I put in place? How do I secure my land? I'm repeating the same question to you, obviously.
Okay, thank you so much for that question, and thank you, Mr. Jake. He has really given a clear explanation as to what to be done when it comes to securing your land. And I think I also want to let you know that fencing your property, that if you're doing a fully detached, just doing perimeter fencing, just some coach fencing, or even doing your DPC, is one of the ways that you can actually avoid reallocation in an estate plot. I know a lot of people have this challenge of, I bought this plot in an estate. My plot was the first plot from the gate, and then when I was ready to develop, the developers have reallocated me towards the back. Now, one thing you need to understand is that the entrance of the estate is usually one of the very important aspects of that estate, because it speaks a lot about the estate. So if you're taking the front row from that estate, it's important that you know you're ready to develop. That is for maybe a developing area or a developed area. Now, in a developing area, let's say you're doing land banking and you intend to develop because of when the estate moves south, you know that you have the capacity to actually develop. Once they move to south, it will take you long to develop. But if you know that you're buying to actually live it for longer time, it's important that you want to take something that is not so much around the front row. But even if you're not taking something around the front row, there's something you can do to actually prevent reallocation. And one of such things is actually fencing or DPC. Once you're able to do your DPC, cast your DPC, there is no way that the company is going to reallocate you, except when they have had a conversation with you and you're okay with
The network
some form of compromise.
I don't know if it's my network.
We can hear you. We can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. I can hear both of you.
Okay, so it's very important that you put that in mind, have that in mind. First, if you know you're not developing immediately, you want to keep for longer term, please do not take allocations within the first row, at least within the entrance. It's very important because it's actually the beauty of the estate. They don't want to start developing and then there are more houses inside, and the entrance, there are no houses. The developer don't usually like that, and even you as a person, you wouldn't like that if you are the owner of the estate. But then one of the ways that you can also want to still stay in the front and maybe not develop immediately is doing a DPC. When you have a DPC on, there's a structure. So it no longer bushes. There are structures in place. And that is also one thing that actually increases the value of your property. When you have your DPC on, that property increases the value of the property. If every other person in the estate is selling, say for instance, 10 million naira, you can sell for 15, you can sell for 13 because you have a DPC. So it's very important that you have you put these are things that you can do also to add value to your property. And also, like Mr. Jake has said, fencing is important. There are ways that you can secure your property, because when someone else is coming to buy, if they see that there's a fence here, they can easily ask, are you the one that did this fencing? Even if the person claims that they are the ones that did it, when the original owner comes, the original owner also have an evidence of I did this fencing. You understand? But if you have not done anything on that land, the best they can do is to reallocate you. That is if the person has the fear of God, like I always will say. The best they can do is to reallocate you, because you've not added any form of value to that land. But if you have done some
Exactly.
form of investment into that land, you've done
Adding
fencing,
value.
you've done
Very
this, you've
important.
done anything, it's difficult for them to just really say, I will reallocate you, except they are reallocating you with compensation. You know, they are not just reallocating you, they are reallocating you with what? Compensation.
Compensation. Exactly.
So it's important that you also have that in mind. There's no so much you can do, like aside from just basically fencing, doing your DPC, and like you said, if it's an estate, most times when the estate fence, they usually would have security, someone to keep watch of that area, just in case there's an intruder. They are also able to keep those people in distance, or let you know as a developer that something is wrong. But aside from that, basically, basically, what you just need to do is either you're doing your fencing or you're doing DPC. These are one of the ways that you can actually keep the land away from external factors, and also increase the value of the land. Welcome back, Mr. Kabiru. I don't know if you
Okay.
had me at any point, but the network
Yes, thank you
seems
very
to have
much.
lost route.
Thank you very much. I had you, but my network is really bad. The network of the whole thing like this. Please forgive me. I'm going to improve. I'm going to get better. I hope you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, tell me I can hear you. Maybe your voice
Yes, yes,
was
we can hear you.
online. Okay, before I will proceed, like I always tell you guys, my name once again is E.A. Kabir, and I'm your favorite entrepreneur and business accountability coach. And I'm going to be doing this every weekend to guide people on how to become wealthy. In fact, I always encourage people to learn. I'll bring people like this to teach you how to do it in case you take
One
interest
minute, guys.
in case you take interest in real estate. Take for example, this is not to say that I'm marketing this book. I actually got a lot of value from this book, and at this point, I took it upon myself that look, if you want to get started easily, you might want to get books like this. This is Billionaire Land Banker, written by Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Unknown to him, he has been in a lot of ways an inspiration to me. And also, I want to add this, that there was a day I went to one of the stations, actually full state did not pay. And I posted a question that people like me that is not media person, how can I become a media man? Because obviously what you talk about that day was you can leverage on the media to speak and also get networks and all of that. And I was wondering, I don't know how to make videos, I don't know how to come live. Then what other alternatives for me? Guess what Dr. Steve told me? Nobody was born with it. He actually learned it, and you too can learn the same. Then I began the journey. So you are watching me today as part of the things you have done in your life. So thank you, and thank you, Dr. Steve Nakinta, in case you get to watch this. Now, quickly, let's see. We've been talking about how to secure your land, how to protect it from encroachment, from theft, from vandalism, and all of that. I know my people have done justice to this part, right? I'm Cynthia. I don't know what I've been doing on and off. Okay, I want to be that you guys have done exceptionally well when it comes to how they can secure their land. And once again, this is part 5 of our series, How to Become a Billionaire Land Banker. And since I want to ask this question before we proceed, actually, I still have part 6 here, economic factor. We're supposed to discuss economic factors in any year. Then
I can hardly hear you actually. The network is a little bit.
we continue next week, just like what we complete the series.
I can't hear you, sir. Can you take off the earpiece? It was
Actually,
much.
the network is the problem. I think the network is over taking off the earpiece. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, please, what part did I say last?
Is that
What did I say last?
okay? So you just said your people. You first of all talked about Stephen Akintayo, and then uh, encourage people to get the book, and then you now talked about your people haven't responded to the question you asked as regards how to secure their land. Yeah, so that was like the last place I have you.
Okay, okay. Now, I think I've said it all. What I'm trying to now add is stop here for the day, and then we continue in our next session. In our next series, Saturday, the same time, and then let's see how we can wrap it up next week. I think that would be good, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Thanks for having me, Ma. Your time is valuable to us. We appreciate you, and we get so much value from you. And Mr. J, sorry, is not on seat now. In case you are watching us
Yeah.
for the first time, or you are getting to watch to the end of this, what I will encourage you to do is I get started with the journey, even while I was not ready. But today I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling like, wow, this I can do. And I'm already doing it. In fact, I'm not just thinking about doing it, I'm thinking about how to make others do it, just like he has made me do it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Thank you for sharing with others so that them too can gain value. So, Mr. J, maybe you have some parting words for this series. We're stopping at part 5 for today, which is how to secure your land. So perhaps you guys have a wrapping words, but for me, I think I've done what I want to tell the viewers, and we can end it like this. We continue next week so that we don't get exhausted.
Yes. Okay. So, guys, I believe that you have been getting value from everything we've been sharing with you guys. It's not just all these things we did. It took quite a while for us to acquire the knowledge to be able to do this. It took not just studying. It took practical steps for us to also get this. So if you've not been following up, you want to go back, watch the episode so that you can get to learn more, know the right steps. And also feel free to reach out to me any day. Feel free to reach out to me, Cynthia. Feel free to reach out to Mr. Kabir any day so that you can get knowledge and also get directions. See, they say, I learned something from my mentor. They say, follow no road. When you follow no road, you no go miss road. But if you just go blindly, even though while you're asking questions, I've asked questions before and still lost inside Lagos road that they bomb me. But if you follow no road, it's very, very easy for you to be guided to where your destination. So you want to, be able to consult and don't have it. See, if you're reaching out to me, I'm not telling you I'm going to charge you. It depends on the circumstance. But whatever you're doing in life, when you're reaching out to expert, it is going to easily guide you to your destination. And don't feel the pain. Don't feel like, okay, because the person is charging you a fee for you to go through, for them to help you, you feel like, oh, this person is charging, I'm not going to do it. You either pay a little fee for guidance or you don't pay fee and you lose all your money and you have pain. So it is very important that you want to also take this. So thank you very much, you guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Kabi. Thank you, Ms. Cynthia, for holding this. I'm even prepared. I have a business summit that I'm supposed to be at by 9, but I'm already 30 minutes late. They will understand that I have stuff to do. So thank you very much. Thank you, you guys. And you can check me out. My name is Jake Yehi on Instagram, on across all platforms. Check Jake Yehi. I go by Jake Shruti, and also in some of my platform. But my name is Jake A. Yehi. You can check me out everywhere, even on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And I think that will be all for now. What else? What else am I missing out? Miss Sita, I need to come and apply you from your own, so you come and teach me how to go around this, because you have vast knowledge. Let me come and learn work.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jake. Thank you, Mr. Kabiru. I think it's been awesome having you guys on the platform this morning.
Exactly.
And it's always a good time, coming here to share out of your wealth of knowledge. Because what people don't really understand is that they feel like anybody can do it. Yeah, everybody can do it. That's the truth. But then it takes intentionality to be able to come up here and be bold enough to speak on a live section. Speaking live is not as easy as making a video, editing the video to suit whatever you want to say, and then posting it out there.
Exactly.
It takes a level of confidence to be able to come up live and say the things that you say without filtration, without
Exactly.
any coloration, no extra, no editing, no this, no that. But then we've been doing this. We did this last week, and here we are again today. And then next week Saturday, we're also back here, giving out premium knowledge, giving out from our wealth of experience, because it's not just about what we read in books. It's about what we have experienced practically and what we can see and what we can tell you that this is what is obtainable in the industry. We're not speaking from head knowledge alone. We're speaking from experience. We're speaking from what we have seen happen, seen play out. So when we tell you do this, we're not telling you to do this because we just want you to do this. That's what we saw on a book. We're telling you to do this because this is what we know that is the way to go. So I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys if you're watching this right now, if you're watching this later, if you're watching this as a paid section. Thank you for staying tuned to this time. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you again next week Saturday. And just in case
Yes.
you have questions, you want to reach out to me personally, I'm Omeke Cynthia on all platforms, and then you can check me as Abuja Boss Lady. You'll get me on Instagram as Abuja Boss Lady,
Abuja
Facebook,
Boss
yeah,
Lady.
Abuja Boss Lady on Instagram, Facebook, and even on YouTube. But then if you also want to give me a direct message on WhatsApp, you just like to chat me up on 081 0911 6162. I call that again, 081 0911 6162. If you want to greet me directly on WhatsApp, that's my WhatsApp number. You might want to send me a message on 081 0911 6162. So until we meet again next week Saturday, bye for now.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. Bye for hosting us.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.